Okay, let's talk about that little movie studio that's running 24/7 inside your head. You know the one? We all have it. But the real question is, who's in the director's chair? Is it you, or is your mind just running the show on its own?
Think about it for a second. You're driving, or maybe trying to fall asleep, and suddenly, boom, your mind hits play. You're right back in that argument from a few days ago. Only this time you have the perfect comeback. The one that leaves them speechless. And in your head, you win. Flawlessly. Every single time.
Or, hey, maybe your mental cinema has a different specialty. Maybe it's the future fantasy genre. You get that big promotion, you finally get that respect you've been looking for, you can practically hear the applause. In that movie, you're the hero, and the ending is always, always perfect.
And then there are the horror films. The ones where your mind just loves to jump to the absolute worst possible outcome. What if I get fired? What if I fail that test? What if they think I'm an idiot? And even though none of it has actually happened, you feel it, don't you? Your heart starts hammering in your chest, your breathing gets all shallow.
And here's the thing we really need to understand. To your nervous system, there's literally no difference between the movie and reality. The joy from that success daydream, the anger from that argument, the panic from that disaster film, it is 100% real. Your body doesn't know it's a simulation, it just reacts. And look, this isn't a flaw. It's actually an incredibly powerful feature of being human.
So what do we call this? This constant internal movie marathon? Well, it actually has a name, and just giving it a name is the first step toward getting a handle on it. It's called mental simulation.
All mental simulation really is your brain's amazing ability to run rehearsals, to create these incredibly detailed scenes from your past or your future. And its primary job is actually a really healthy one. It's supposed to prepare you for life. It's what an athlete does when they visualize a perfect shot, or what you do before a big presentation. It can be an incredibly powerful tool.
But okay, why does our brain seem to crave this so much? I mean, why does it feel like our mind is constantly dragging us into this inner world, sometimes against our will? The answer, when you boil it all down, is surprisingly simple. At its core, the human brain absolutely hates uncertainty. It is desperate for predictability, for control, two things the real world rarely gives us. Just look at this contrast. This is the whole game right here. Real life is messy, right? It's filled with uncertainty, we have very little control. But inside our head, in that mental simulation, it's the complete opposite. We get total certainty and absolute control. It's a predictable, safe little world that our brain loves to retreat to. So in a way, you can think of mental simulation as a form of self-medication. It offers this quick dose of relief from stress. It can soothe anxiety by letting you solve a problem in your head, and it gives you that instant hit of satisfaction from an imagined win. It's a temporary but powerful feeling of being in control. Now, these mental movies, they aren't totally random. They tend to follow a few very common scripts, and recognizing these patterns in your own head is a huge step. So let's look at the 3 most common genres your mind produces. Okay, first up, the argument replay. You know this one. You're the star lawyer in your own mind, relitigating a past conversation until you finally win. Then there's the success dream. That's your personal highlight reel of a perfect future. And number 3, and this one is really common if you struggle with anxiety, it's the worst case rehearsal. This is where you try to prepare for a disaster by just living through it over and over and over. So this is all normal. It can even be a helpful tool. But, and this is the really important part, there is a line where this mental escape can turn into a trap. We need to figure out when this coping mechanism stops helping you and actually starts holding you back.
This right here is the heart of the whole matter. The entire thing boils down to this one idea. The problem starts when your mental movies stop being preparation and they become pure escape. When the goal is no longer to prepare for your life, but to replace your life.
So this is the diagnostic question we have to ask ourselves. Is this movie I'm playing in my head right now action-oriented? Is it actually helping me solve a real problem? Is it connected to reality? Or is it just about avoidance? Is it a way for me to hide from reality? Is it totally disconnected from anything I'm actually going to do? That's the test. Now, I need you to really hear me on this. It is so important. Having a very active inner world is not a disorder. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. In fact, it's often a sign of a highly creative, intelligent, and empathetic mind. Our goal is never to shut the movie studio down. It's just to find a little balance. So how do we do that? How do we reclaim that conscious control? How do you step back into the director's chair of your own mind? Well, it doesn't start with some complicated program. It starts with one single powerful question.
The moment you catch one of those movies starting to play, just pause. Pause the film and ask yourself this. Is this useful? Is this simulation serving a practical purpose, helping me get ready for something real? Or am I just escaping? Am I just using this as entertainment to avoid the real world?
That one question is the core of our whole action plan. It's a simple 3-step process. First, notice. Just become aware that the movie is playing. No judgment. Just, okay, there it is. Second, ask. Is this useful preparation or is this just an escape? And third, and this is the most critical step of all, act. Take one small real-world action to ground yourself. Send the email, make the call. Heck, even just stand up and do a quick stretch. Do anything to anchor yourself back in reality.
Because ultimately, while your mind is an incredible, creative place, it's not where life is actually lived. True growth, genuine connection, and real happiness, they don't happen in the simulation. They happen out here, in the messy, unpredictable, and beautiful real world.
So I'll leave you with this to reflect on. As you go about your day, just start to notice. Which movie does your mind play the most? Is it the courtroom drama of the argument, the fantasy film of success, or the horror movie of the worst-case scenario? Just knowing your go-to genre, that is the first, most powerful step to truly becoming the director again.